Exit of exams, a way to address unemployment. Niugini Ports in East and West New Britain top region. And newcomers draw first blood.
This is National EMTV News with Lorraine Genia.
Thank you for joining me. This is Saturday's news. National Education Minister Nick Kuman says the government's decision to outphase grade 8 and 10 examinations remains. Mr. Kuman says one of the identified key issues for this exit is to help address unemployment problems in Papua New Guinea.
Mr. Kuman has welcomed critics on the decision to outphase grade 8 and 10 national examinations. However, with proper analysis, the exit is a complete structure of education reforms in the country. Speaking at the Gorka Grammar School graduation last Thursday, PNG must have its own system that will determine its future economic outlook.
So that our future students who are educated today will continue instead of grade 8 dropping out, grade 10 dropping out, and they continue all the way to grade 12.
High number of grade 8 and 10 school leavers are unemployed. Some end up in criminal activities. It was also noted grade 12 is a requirement in today's employment, and by 2022, the minimum education level is grade 12.
205,000 students who sat for exam this year, grade 8, grade 10, grade 12. Only 23,000 grade 12 this year. Yeah, you can see the big gap between grade 8, grade 10 and grade 12.
Mr. Kuman says this was a critical decision, a national government's challenge to increase capacity.
Capacity, classrooms, teachers' houses, train more teachers.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, curriculum must be tailored to better suit Papua New Guineans. Minister responsible Nick Kuman says one of the changes is to introduce the English language and make it compulsory across all grades, beginning with elementary schools. This is part of the national government's decision because of poor outcomes with oral and written English.
And I put a stop to vernacular talk more to language into elementary school. We are not preparing kids well in the elementary school, coming into doing grade 3. The kids are not ready to get into grade 3 because we talk Pishin now, we talk Motu now, we speak our command language.
Prime Minister Peter O'Neill has commended the importance of sub-regional groups from Pacific Islands, Asia and Latin America into the APEC process. PM O'Neill further said the borders of APEC countries must be extended for greater alliance. The Prime Minister made the comments following the first meeting of APEC leaders with the Pacific Alliance, a group of 4 Latin American countries. There has been no expansion of APEC membership since 1998, and this has been effective for consolidating the APEC policy agenda. The opposition has raised concerns on the country's national security in light of the Paris terror attacks. Opposition leader Don Pollier said while terrorism surveillance is among the top priority of countries worldwide, he questioned where PNG stands in protecting its citizens. Pollier condemned the Paris attacks and said it is an eye-opener for the country.
In the wake of multiple terror attacks on Paris, the opposition has cautioned the government to tighten the country's national security. Opposition leader Don Pollier, in a statement sent to EMTV News, said terror attacks ranging from the Sydney siege last year to the Paris attacks last week must be a warning for the country to build its security capacity. The call by the opposition to beef up national security comes when the country is in the line of hosting major world events. These events will require maximum security that can counter terrorist attacks. But whether the country is fully resourced for it is the question. For the 2018 APEC Leaders Summit, the national government has announced a counter-terrorism action plan. However, underfunding of core agencies in the national security sector remains a problem. Stanley Over Jr., National EMTV News.
The dry season has destroyed many food crops in the rural areas of the country, resulting in a decrease of food security. However, a German government office based in Suva has initiated an agriculture-based program in Borena and the Central Province to cope with the current impacts of climate change. Reporter Marilyn Diao Katam visited the project site and files this report.
Coping with climate change in the Pacific Island Region program had begun 3 years ago. The first piloted site was in Kivori in the Borena district.
A regional project funded by GIZ, this is from a German government, based in Suva. The implementing partners for this project in Papua New Guinea are three main partners: NARI, National Agricultural Research Institute, which I'm from. We're the leading implementing partner. The other one is our National DL Land Use Section, and the third one is the Office of Climate Change. Basically, Office of Climate Change, they coordinate the funding.
The program is aimed at mainstreaming and developing adaptation strategies and implementation of measures at the national level.
To many resource centers, they think of big buildings. But for us, we thought that the resource center is just a venue, a place, a group of farmers, a village, where people come with those resources. In this case, the planting materials that we have.
Farmers were also trained on techniques in food processing and food preservation. The program also saw the building of simple irrigation systems to help gardens.
You can grow anything virtually all throughout the year, even during the dry season. The important thing that crop needs is water.
Marilyn Diao-Katam, National EMTV News.
We'll have more local stories after these messages. Stay with us. The autonomous region of Bougainville will host one of the biggest police meetings in the coming week. Bougainville Police Service Assistant Police Commissioner Francis Tokora told EMTV the meeting is important because it will discuss policing and referendum. Law and order is a pillar of the Bougainville Peace Agreement. Air Niugini Tokyo and Hoskins airports have been awarded the top performing ports in the New Guinea Islands region. Both ports secured the On-Time Performance third quarter Category A award for building good reputation in passenger and cargo handling. According to Air Niugini, Tokyo improved since as first-time winners, while Hoskins the second time.
It's not always that Air Niugini's ground officials at Tokyo gather for any big occasion. But yesterday it was different. Earlier this month, Tokyo and Hoskins Airport were named by Air Niugini's management as the best performing port in the New Guinea Islands in the Category A of airports, besides Laes Najab, Medang and Mount Again's Kagamuga Airport. And when the plane arrived at midday yesterday at Tokyo Airport with their reward, they celebrated. Tokyo and Hoskins were rewarded for their performances according to how long the flight docks before it departs.
A dual win with Rabaul and Hoskins, because they have both achieved 99%.
Air Niugini has become a household name for many who travel on it, but the efforts of those who make every of these flights possible most of the times go unrecognized.
We need to create some kind of incentive program to motivate and develop the teams.
The award also comes at a time as Tokyo will be one of the gateways into East New Britain as the province aims to bring in more tourists. Every quarter of the year, Air Niugini rewarded its best performing ports.
We at the airport are playing a minor role in trying to ensure that our tourists and our passengers travel out of Tokyo on time, every time.
The Air Niugini management says it wants to make sure that the perseverance of its ground staffs is recognized in a small but significant way. Not only that, but to encourage and improve performances in its customer services and maintain its identity as PNG's national airline company. Edwin Fidelis, National EMTV News, Kokopo.
Como Magarima district in the Hela province has commenced its rice relief distribution for the affected ward councils. Hulia local level government was the first. Como Magarima MP Francis Potapes says the effort to distribute rice is also challenging amongst the pressing demands of the drought.
Ward councils in Ulia LLG were the first to receive relief rations for the Como Magarima district. Upon delivering the rice, Como Magarima MP Francis Potapes says the logistics for the relief to reach the district is not that easy. About 8,000 bags of rice were transported from Ley to Hela.
Anybody can hijack him on driver, now steal him rice, also more steal him
MP Potapes says all ward councils will receive equal share of rice rations. Local leaders say upon waiting for relief, most people lived on traditional foods. People were excited to receive their share of relief but say the anger will still continue. There are reports of drought-related deaths, but the local MP says the L Division is yet to confirm with findings.
Some number of people have died, but we do not know the figures. That's something that the health department will give, but this rice bags that we are giving will help the people.
Rice distribution to other LLGs in the district will continue in the coming weeks. The 8,000 bags of rice were purchased through the Prime Minister's Department under the National Disaster Office and with the support of 200,000 kina from the Hela provincial government. Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV News.
Como Magarima MP Francis Potapes has appealed strongly to paper landowners in Hela not to interfere with landowner benefits of genuine resource owners. MP Potapes said many times project benefits have always fallen into the wrong hands. He made this statement as PDL's 1 to 7 landowners prepare to receive an overdue business development grant of 19.2 million next week.
The Como Magarima MP visited the Nongoli project area to update PDL 1 to 7 landowners about the BDG payment of 19.2 million. MP Francis Potapes said since coming out of prison, his office has been demanding Prime Minister Peter O'Neill to release this overdue payment to genuine landowners. Potapes strongly believes all benefits from LNG proceedings must not be paid in Waigani but in Hela. And according to percentage benefits, a transparent payout will be done in public. Despite sending gas produce to Japan and other parts of the world, many impact projects have either ceased or halted. However, the Como Magarima MP said demands will be made for the sealing of roads in Nongoli and other project areas. Deputy Governor of Hela, Thomas Potapes, called on people to use the 19.2 million wisely once it is paid out. This BDG grant is expected to be withdrawn by Treasury and distributed next week in the district. Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV News.
The construction of the 9-mile roundabout has been an ongoing inconvenience for people living there and those passing through the area. Locals complain that the construction has largely disrupted their normal daily routines since it commenced about a year ago. Miliasi Goviro reports.
President of Moresby Northeast LLG Win Lokalyo spoke for his people yesterday when he said the ongoing construction of 9-mile roundabout was not well planned. Mr. Lokalyo observed there were no plans for a proper PMV bus stop or any concerns for local safety and well-being.
Nearly 100,000 people coming almost up inside this area, this side of the area. So this line come up main bus stop all schools mipla or people mipla.
Chairman of the PMV Association, Jack Wasso, said he received complaints from PMV and taxi drivers. They say at the moment there were no proper parking areas. They fear there was bound to be an accident sooner or later.
Past time may blaga gubla bus stop stop na. Now bus stop nugad na. Nugod bus blomi na taxi blomi on ta no la put him na. Na police bag am bugimol. Na we said by famous la cost or something or something.
Youth of the area spoke on behalf of their mothers, who depend on the market as a daily source of income for their families.
Construction kam na all rausim permanent market do mipla all man go sanap lab no market police kam rausim all wokim go na mipla lukim all sem emi no good bla life do mipla am stable risk too.
In addition, the bus stop they have included was their initiative, and further complaints were to be brought to the Department of Transport. Melissa Goviro, National EMTV News.
Trukai Sports is next. We'll bring you all the NSL action in Port Moresby and Lae. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Now, in a stunner at the Bassini grounds in Port Moresby, Huawei PS United overcame early pressure from 2013 grand finalist FC Port Moresby to register a 3-2 victory. In a tense affair, United had to fight back after Port Moresby had taken the lead twice.
FC Port Moresby looked sharp early on against a Huawei PS side who had mixed results in the warm-up matches leading to day one. Nathan James started the game paired up with Nathaniel Lepani, and both threatened early as PS were forced to play defensively in the opening minutes. Huawei, however, with their first opportunity after 13 minutes, but a poor delivery by Sinam Roberts. FC POM would counter with Basil Jafari, now pushed up with Nathaniel Lepani as midfielder Aaron Saxton switched flanks. Jafari himself missing an open goal mouth, but he made up for it soon after with a beautiful cross for Lepani to see FC Port Moresby take a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes. Both players continued to threaten Huawei's inexperienced defense. And at the other end, PS failed to make use. James continuously proving a handful. Huge turning point in the match, however, as Charles Lepani was red carded after half an hour. And PS striker Francis Tullam would equalize soon after that. Jafari, however, would double the lead, Nathan James beating the offside trap. Yama Maneka soon found the equalizer in the second half as FC Port Moresby's one-man difference began to tell. Huawei PS United extending their lead with minutes remaining. In the end, their numerical advantage was enough to see them claim their first victory of the season. Jeremy Moggy, National EMTV Sports.
Wellgris Marbe United FC have beaten Admiral FC 1-0 this afternoon in Game 1 of the Northern Confederation. A goal from Wellgris striker Emmanuel Yawi secured the victory for the Marbe club. Admiralty FC, the boys from Manos, showed a lot of pace and class but failed to score goals. Bethany Harriman has this report from the Sir Ignatius Kilage Stadium.
In the first 10 minutes, Admiralty FC looked the attacking team. They showed a lot of pace from striker number 9, Lotte Richard. Further into the first half, a good effort by Admiralty FC's number 8, William Silla, put Lotte Richard ahead, but he wasted the opportunity. The return play saw Admiralty's goalkeeper forced out of the goal to save this attempt. Admiralty's number 13, Shane Sorrell, missed this lovely opportunity after an even lovely run by Admiralty's number 10, Sosangan Polayap. Walgris number 11, Emmanuel Yawi, scored in the 43rd minute to get the first goal of the match.
Go back in the training, I work strong, perform. According to coach like him.
Ora boy mika monte me amora mangilo plus all. So I think it's our first game and first game don't blast, so me think second game bambla make something straight.
It's the end of the first game of the round robin here at the Sir Ignatius Kilage Stadium. while Greece Morobe United FC has edged in front of the Manus boys, winning by a goal. Admiral FC had a lot of pace to show, but they didn't capitalize by scoring goals. Bethany Harriman, National MTV Sports, Ley.
Still in Ley, Bester FC were too strong for Madang, ending in a 2-0 finish. In the opening minutes, Madang began what appeared an onslaught until Bester FC responded, putting Madang in their place with 1 goal seconds before half-time and another in the second half.
In the first 5 minutes, Bester FC and Madang appeared equally matched with a few close calls on each side. Bester seemed the more dominant, Madang breaking through the defence several times only to be stopped by a determined wall of red and yellow. A sloppy effort let a possible goal slip through their fingers in the first half. Later, more ball possession by Madang. An opportunity awarded to Madang FC came close to putting the first goal on the scoreboard, but with Gibson Jimmy's eyes smack bang on the ball, nothing could get past. Madang kept pushing Bester past their halfway mark, but Bester maintained a solid defence. Giwi again proved devastating near the Madang goal, but with limited support his magic fell short of its intended purpose. Near the end of the first half, Madang brought the ball again close to the Bester goal mouth. They were stretched, and with a lack of cohesiveness, Bester took advantage. Simon Giwi again devastating, nailing a shot smack bang on halftime. Scott White, National MTV Sports, Ley.
And in the last Telecom National Soccer League match this afternoon, Ley City dwellers thrashed newcomers Gorka Goshia 7-0 this afternoon. Nigel Dabanyaba scored 4 goals, while Albert Bicker scored 2 and Matthew David scored 1. And that wraps up MTV News for tonight. All the weather details after these messages. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
And your weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. Port Moresby, Kerema and Popondetta expecting mostly fine conditions, while Daru and Alatau fine weather. And in the Momase region, all centres mostly fine except Vanimo expecting brief showers. And in the New Guinea Islands region, all centres expecting mostly fine weather. And lastly, in the Highlands region, all centres cloudy with light variable winds, except Mount Hagen, fine although low clouds. That's how it is this Saturday, the 21st of November 2015. We leave you with Gorka Grammar School in Eastern Highlands Province music class, some of PNG's young talented musicians. From the news team, pleasant viewing, good night.